What I learned from that is that they are laser focused on addressing the issues long before the regulator gets involved and tries to interpret a fix. That they understand that this is an issue of trust and they've breached it. I think if we think a little bit about what this means to the platform, because here's the sobering reality about Facebook, for me as an investor and also a user. When I look across 40 companies I have an investment in now that are small and mid-cap companies, their #1 digital spend is on Facebook and the Instagram platform. They have found a competitive weapon in that platform. They don't want it changed. They're able to geo-target when they sell product. One of them last night accelerated their sales 62% by actually doing a television feed on top of Facebook Watch. They've never done that before. They've never seen sales results like that. Let's be very careful. In America, this platform has made small and mid-cap businesses much more productive than many other countries are able to do. If you want to start up in America, you need Facebook. I don't want to see this company get regulated out of its productivity. It'd be very bad for the economy. And that's what we're talking about. In the frenzy of this media, we've got politicians saying, I'm going to shut these guys down. The very same politicians that geo-lock their fundraising in the states where they actually have to fundraise. So that's a little perverse and hypocritical.
They probably know they need Facebook's targeting as much as anybody. By the way, Facebook shares, everybody's just joining us, we're down 2.5% in the session today, down about 10% this week. And the decline today, at least, was swept up in this broader market sell-off where we saw the Dow close lower 724 points, the NASDAQ down more than 100 points, gains or declines of about 2.5%, as you can see there, across all of the major averages. That's the backdrop, again, against which Sheryl Sandberg just gave this interview to Julia Boorstin. And bring in Adam here. The first thing she said right off the bat was, I'm so sorry.
Absolutely. Mark and Sheryl Sandberg are in damage control right now. They are in crisis management mode. And there's 4 key elements of crisis management that I've studied. I call it, how do you put a cork back into a crisis? You got to be quick, you got to be open, you got to be repentant, and you got to have change. And his apology yesterday and her apology today were great on almost all those dimensions, except
speed.
Quick is just, it's 2 years too late. Open, they could have been open 2 years ago, right? And so the steps they're taking now, I think, are the right steps, but they're kind of like an alcoholic, in the dumpster at this point, right? They're desperate, and they're finally dealing with the problem, the crisis management problem. I do want to say one thing I did not like about her interview. She used the word bad actor over and over again.
Yeah.
That is just taking responsibility off the company, saying that this is the responsibility of evil people out there, rather than saying that this was preordained in the way they set up their system. They are the ones that created those bad actors or gave them the channel to tunnel in.
Mike, she did try to position it that way. She said, Cambridge Analytica never should have had this data. We've changed the rules since then. We're going to make it so that apps get much less data now. We're going to investigate and audit them. We're going to give and create these user controls, trying again to paint this as a we were invaded and taken advantage of kind of situation.
And in a sense, managing expectations for exactly how successful these efforts can be. And it's going to be an ongoing kind of give and take, a constant spy versus spy game of people who want to penetrate and do things that maybe are over the line, and Facebook trying to push back. I do think she also needs to emphasize in her mind, and probably in just because of reality, we have 2 billion users posting billions of pieces of content every moment of the day. Let's be realistic about exactly how much we can mediate.
And if they can, a same issue that's facing Google right now. Sheryl Sandberg just said, reiterated forcefully, we are going to impact productivity. We're going to significantly impact productivity. In other words, they're going to ramp up hiring, she said, of even more people. For investors, they may not like this. They liked the idea, Mike, and you put it well a long time ago, that these were sort of platforms that kind of ran themselves.
That's right.
Very hands-off. This is a very different business model now.
The magical frictionless machine for auctioning eyeballs, and that's not what it is anymore.
Right.
And I think in the sense of kind of inviting regulation, which both Zuckerberg and Sheryl Sandberg said. I think, first of all, if you see it coming, you might as well act like you're open to it. But also, if anybody's going to be able to deal with a newly regulated industry, Facebook with its resources and
billions
size
and billions of dollars, exactly. What are the ripple effects from this, Adam?
I mean, I think that she used the word that's one of the most important words in the economy in general, in consumers' minds, is the word trust. And trust has been broken, and I think that people are going to take a long, hard look about how much they want to deal with Facebook, how much they want to reveal on Facebook, how much they want to interact with Facebook. I think you used a really important phrase, right, which is that they were hands off. That's why I used the word preordained. They decided to let a system run, to not get involved in it, to collect the profits along the way. And I think that they should have known this in advance. And I think that I study apologies, I study crisis management. We saw this with Equifax, we've seen this with Facebook. Apologies are no longer going to be acceptable. You need to start doing things in advance to prevent these things from happening, or the entire system is going to be obliterated.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.